And we are recording. How are you doing today, Mr.
Oh,
Vincent Green?
man, it's good to see you. How are you, Perez?
Oh, I'm doing very good. We're here today with Vincent Green from Allstate Insurance Agency.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we're going to have him tell you a little bit about himself, but we're here about the home ownership, the keys to home ownership. So tell us a little bit about you, Vincent.
Well, let me see. Where do I start? First of all, I am a insurance agent for Allstate. I've been with Allstate for 25 years. I love helping families, taking care of their initial need, and then just going over things that they might not even consider. Also love teaming up with Perez. Perez's amazing. And so I'm just an extension of all the great service and yeah, and just all the love that she's given. So, she's gonna love on you, then I'm gonna give you some love and make sure you're taken care of.
Okay. Well, let's get started. So we've been talking about the keys to home ownership. And the very first thing is I talk to people all the time about what their steps are for, home ownership. And most of the time they're nervous about all of the things out in the market. They say, what's the problem? Most of the common objections are little to no down payment, poor or unknown credit,
Mm,
fear of the unknown. And then lastly, they say the home buying process is too complicated. Well, part of that is because some of the transaction partners aren't all working together. That's what we do. And I want to bring to the public, this is what this miniseries is about, is bringing to the public transaction partners. You are a transaction partner in the home buying process, right, Vincent?
yes, I am.
Well, awesome. So this is the wheel that I put people on when I'm talking to them about the home buying process. And I let them know the very first thing that they did was they talked to me. So they met a real estate professional. And
Right.
then I go through the process of dealing with the mortgage officer, that's one transaction partner. And then you have the title agent, that's a different transaction partner. Then you have the inspector, and very not last but not least is the insurance agent.
You can't
That's
close unless you have
super.
insurance.
So this is my will, and part of my will is talking to people like you. And so what's up next is for us to talk about a little bit of home insurance. What does that mean? A lot of people don't really understand the part about home insurance, when it should come in, those types of things. So let's get started. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Well, awesome. Okay, so we're going to talk about how does the home insurance process start? Is the homeowner's insurance required? And how and when do you put insurance in place? So let's
Right.
get there. Okay, I'm going to
Well,
let you take it away. The first
okay.
question is what is the homeowner's insurance?
Well, first of all, I think you asked me, how does the home insurance process start?
Yes.
Right. So, when you finally get to me, have you gone to the inspector? Of course, you started with Perez, you talk to the mortgage company and go through the title company and all that, but realize that you cannot get those keys to that home until you call me or
Right.
you get insurance. So, whenever you're buying a house, it's exciting, whether it's your first time buyer or you're an experienced homeowner. The insurance process begins after you choose your home. You got to have a home first. So after you finally select that property, you look at it and you say, this feels good. This feels like home. At that point, that's when you call an insurance agent to assist you with securing the necessary pieces required to purchase your home. So first, get the home. Perez got that covered for you. Once you get the house, then you want to call me and tell me about it. Let's talk about it. And then we'll start giving you some prices for insurance and explain to you what it covers. But get the house first.
Okay. All right. So did we want to go ahead and talk about what does the home insurance cover or include here?
Oh, absolutely. So the question is, what's included in home insurance? Well, home insurance is a type of prop insurance that covers a private residence. So home insurance does not cover a business. It covers a primary residence whether Perez helped you to buy a condo or a townhome or a single family dwelling or a multifamily dwelling. It has to be a privately owned residence. So the policy, it combines various personal insurance protection. It provides you with financial protection in the event of a disaster or an accident. The policy includes your structure or your house as well. So just keep all things in mind. Another thing that it does for you, it covers your personal belongings in the event of theft, fire, water, vandalism. It's absolutely, it is essential. You got to have it. And then it also has liability and legal requirements for injury, just in case you have a corona party. Bad,
Whoa.
bad. But we know some people are still having get together.
Not the corona.
I don't know why, but people are still partying and hanging out. But in the event that you have someone at your property, someone gets hurt, it does provide you with liability coverage in the event there are injuries caused by members of your family. So those are some of the reasons. Those are some things that are included in your home insurance policy.
Okay, okay. All right. Well, so is the home? I think you answered this question. Is it required?
Um, yes,
Plain
and
and
it is. And let's say that you have the home and you had it for a while, and you pay the house off. You still want to keep home insurance on your policy for the reasons that I mentioned. But yes, home insurance is absolutely required. And because it does cover so many things for you, you want to make sure that it is in place before you move into the house. Yes. Whenever you buy a house, realize that the mortgage company or the lender owns that house. They truly do. You don't really own that house until you made that last payment. It's kind of like your car. You know, you buy a car, but the person who actually financed the car, they want you to have insurance. So it's just in case something happens to their property, we'll make sure that it's properly protected.
mm, okay. So how about? And I know this is always a question that you probably say. Well, we're not there yet, but how much does it normally cost for insurance?
Well, Texas is unique,
No.
just like your home is unique. So it's not a one price fix all product. And you know, you have to just be careful when it comes to home insurance. But when it comes to home insurance, you know, there are certain discounts. The discounts help you determine the price for insurance. So, for example, normally there's 10 commonly used discounts that we have. We have the bundle, where you have the multi-policy discount. So if you bring your auto along with your home, it's going to save you money. Most insurance companies will give you maybe somewhere between 10 to a 15% discount just by bundling. So yes, how much does it cost? It just depends. You get a claim-free discount whenever you move into a home because you haven't had a claim. So all the insurance companies give that. A bundle alarm discount. If this is a brand new home to an insurance company, so Perez sells your home, help you find a house. You come to Allstate with it. You will get a claims-free discount. You get a new home discount because the insurance is going to be paid for the whole year. You even get a paid in full discount. Be aware that the good insurance companies, the more stable, the big name insurance company, Farmers, State Farm, Allstate, we check credit. So your credit will determine the cost of your insurance as well. So I wish I could give you an exact price for a $200,000 home insurance. For a $200,000 home, your price would be $1,000 a year. You would have to talk to an agent. The agent will sit down with you, discuss all these things with you, and give you an excellent price.
Okay. So how about the clue report? Does that, come into play in any of this?
We do check claims. So we check prior claims, and we check to make sure that, depending upon the claim, if it is a catastrophe, if it is an act of nature, those claims do not impact the price. If you have had hail damage or wind damage, for example, those things do not impact the price. If you have had a fire, a theft, a water claim, those claims do impact us
Oh, okay. So
negative.
how would you know about it? How would, I'm a buyer. How would the buyer know?
Yeah. So once we run that clue report or that loss report, it will
Mhm.
show up. It'll tell us. Even if you had a prior home, so you stayed on ABC Street, now you move into DEF Street, we will find those claims that you had while you live on ABC Street, right? And you would be impacted by those claims. Now, remember, if it's a fire claim, water claim, those type of claims, that's going to negatively impact your price. If you had a active nature claim like hail, for example, or windstorm, those claims are not charged. You're not surcharged for those type of claims.
So just so I'm clear though, you were saying, okay, I'm a homeowner. I'm a potential homeowner.
Oh yeah.
Full report would not just be on the property, but it would also be on me.
Well, yes, because we
Okay.
filed that claim. That claim is in your name. So Perez, had somebody came by and decided to steal the. Okay, for example, I had a home before. Someone stole my air conditioning unit. It was my house. It was my air conditioning unit. So that claim is going to impact. It's going to follow you no matter where you go.
Okay.
Mhm.
So it's best to try to do everything you can to try to keep, those things in place so you don't have to,
Mhm.
have a claim.
Yeah. So the important thing is to control those things that you can. Anytime you have a situation, it's best to call your agent to discuss what has happened to you, depending upon your deductible. For example, if you have a television that's stolen, you call your agent and say, "Hey, I just went out to the store. I came back, and someone came in and stole my television. It was only $300. What should I do?" Your agent will most likely tell you not to file that claim because it has not reached your deductible level. They will counsel you, say it's not a good idea. However, if you were to call straight into the company, for example, Allstate has a 1-800 number. If you
Hmm.
call straight into the company, that person is going to notate that you call, you have just you have just filed a claim that you're not going to benefit from. They claim,
Whoa.
yes, whether we pay or not, it's going to show that you did try to file a claim. It's a zero pay claim. And that claim is going to show up on your record almost indefinitely. You'll be surcharged for only 3 years, but that is a part of your claim history. So be careful about just filing claims. You want to make sure that you get the education or you get the counsel before you start filing claims.
So it's almost best to talk with your agent more one-on-one than it is to just call
Absolutely.
in.
Absolutely. Well, it's just like in your profession.
Yeah.
So when I get ready to buy my next house, I'm calling Perez. I'm just Perez. I
Well,
need a
all
house.
right.
Yeah. I need a house, Perez. Will you please help me find a house? I'm not gonna go drive in neighborhoods and become a realtor and go and find a house. I'm going to the professional, I'm going to the specialist. I'm going to Perez. Perez is gonna take care of all of that, and she's going to counsel me and tell me, hey, this is what I have for you. This meets your budget. This meets your whatever it is that you do. I don't know what you do, but you're going to make it easy for them, and you're going to take care of them, and you're going to guide them and make sure that this situation works exactly the way that it's supposed to.
Yeah, that's why I call myself the real estate advocate. I advocate for buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move forward. We say, okay, how and when do you put insurance in place? Even though we say you're last but not least, when do you put insurance in place?
Well, Texas is again one of those states that, and I can only speak when it comes to Texas. And all insurance companies, we have the same rules. Before you close on this home, you have to have insurance on this property. The reason why you have to have insurance on this property is because the lender or the mortgage company, the bank, they want to make sure that this property, that this single family dwelling is covered in the event that there is a loss. So yes, you are protecting your property, your liability, all your exposure, but the mortgage company or the lender, whoever's financing this house, are requiring you, bless you, they are requiring you to have insurance. So it has to be in place before you close on this house. So let's say at closing.
Okay. So if you had to put a date on it or a timing on it, you're saying closing. Should it be done a little earlier in the process?
Right. Absolutely, once you find out what house you're going to buy, you've been approved, you know you're going to get it, you should contact an insurance company or an insurance agent so they can have all of your documents in place. And so in order for them, because you have your debt to income ratios, and the insurance has to meet all the financial requirements to make sure that you qualify for this house. I'm not a loan officer, I'm not a realtor, but I do know that the insurance also has to meet the requirements. You got to have that in place, I would say, at least 2 weeks before closing. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
Mhm. Don't wait till, do not think you're about to close on your house Friday and today is Thursday and you finally call to get insurance. I think you waited a little bit too late.
Yeah, it could hold everything up.
Can hold that closing. Yes, it can.
And there's nothing like marching to closing and then someone says, "Oh, well, what about the insurance?"
I know.
Okay, well, so who pays the insurance policy?
Pays for it?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. No, I'm kidding. Well, so when you go to closing, you're gonna go to the title company, and you're gonna have a closing cost. Let's say it's $3,000, for example. So part of that closing cost includes the price for insurance. That's why you have to have your insurance in place at least a couple of weeks so they can do all these numbers and match all these numbers up and know who gets what allocated to them. So when you do close, you pay for it indirectly. I think for that there's some special like grants or payment, help me out, programs out there.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes you do have programs or you have a seller who also help pay for your closing costs. But at closing, when you go to close, the you're paying for it. The long story short, you're paying for it yourself.
In the grand scheme of things, yes.
Scheme of things, you will not give the money directly to an insurance company. You'll pay that when you go to the title company. If you have to write a check, some of that money that you are paying toward that closing is also going toward insurance.
And then after that, it's paid
Yeah,
annually.
yeah. After that, insurance is paid annually. For example, you have a $1,000 per month mortgage payment. So when you go and you're making this mortgage payment every month, faithfully, uh, some of the money that you're paying is going toward the escrow. Some of it is going toward your insurance, and some of it's going toward the principal and interest and taxes. So they're taking that total amount, that total $1,000. So maybe 100 going to the interest, or 100 going to principal, or 100 going to pay for the school taxes. Some of the money is also being saved, in this pot. Let's say it's a little insurance pot. And so when it's time for your annual payments to all these different entities, they also pay your insurance company. So the mortgage company, you have an escrow set up. So the mortgage company is going to pay for your insurance for you going forward.
Okay. But they're paying for it out of your mortgage that you pay monthly.
Yes, yeah, they're paying for it from the money that they are saving, that they are holding on your behalf to pay these different entities.
So how do people know about discounts and things like that?
You gotta call me, correct?
Okay.
Yeah. So when you get ready to talk about insurance, when you find your insurance agent is going to guide you. They're going to counsel you. They're going to tell you about all these different discounts to help you save money, to help you get the lowest possible price, and also give the coverages that you need.
Okay. I think that sounds good because a lot of times when people are talking to me, I tell them about the different, like I told you on my little transaction wheel, I talk about all the transaction partners, and I try to explain to them that, each of the transaction partners have their own expertise. So when you're talking to them, you have to ask the questions up front to some degree so that you can get the right fit for this home. Whatever home you're buying, it's your home. You need to have the right insurance. Need to have the right title insurance. You need to have the right inspector. So that's what I'm trying to do, is make sure you get all of those things.
Mhm. Yeah, it's so important that you do have the right people that's a part of Perez Team, because we're talking to Perez, and Perez is putting this program in place for you to successful home ownership. So you'll know exactly what to do. She's there to make sure that you avoid any unnecessary risk, that you do maintain adequate insurance. She's making sure that you do have a very good inspector, someone to have your interests in mind. She's going to hook you up with a mortgage company, a team of professionals to make sure you're getting the best rate, that they're knowledgeable, and that they're going to give you any information um, that's required. So she's basically just going to guide you and just make this whole borrowing process just seamless, just effortless. So by
Right.
relying on her, she's going to make this, she's going to make this a very good home buyer experience, as opposed to not necessarily the best home buyer experience.
And so that's why I had these videos put together, is
Mhm.
because I needed to get the right people on these videos so that when I put this out to the public, people are able to understand about insurance and understand about inspection and understand about title insurance, and never, never, never not understand about the mortgage process. So I
Right.
have a video for each of those. And Vincent, I appreciate everything that you've provided today, because people are going to hear about this. They're going to know about not only Allstate, but Vincent Green.
Right, I appreciate it. And I would like to, can I just say just a couple other points, if that's okay?
Sure.
So I've been doing insurance for 30 years now, 25 years with Allstate. And I started out selling life insurance. The first 5 years I was selling life insurance. And so I still sell life insurance. And that's what I'm really passionate about. I'm passionate about educating all of our clients and anyone that has a question about whether you're my client or not, because so often there are conversations that we do not have, unfortunately, because these conversations are not talked about. You
Right.
don't. For example, we understand that I believe that the home is most likely your most expensive purchase. I mean, I don't think anything else that you buy is going to cost more than a house. You're putting 100,000 or 200,000, or you're financing $300,000, and you have a 20-year or 30-year mortgage. And so one thing that we try to do here at Allstate is that we try to educate our clients. We talk about mortgage protection. We talk about life insurance. So in the event that the breadwinner happens to pass prematurely, we want to make sure that the family gets to keep that house. And we want to make sure that, like for example, that's a bad situation, but it makes the bad situation better. It really does. So our job here, at this office is to prepare you for things that you haven't even considered, to take care of you, to make sure that you do have the right policy, not just the cheapest policy, because sometimes cheaper is not better. If you had a claim, if a tree fell on your house, for example, are you gonna be thinking about, oh, I'm so glad I got this cheap insurance? Whoa, yeah. You're gonna be like, I sure hope this is covered, Or you gonna be thinking about, oh, it's so cheap, yay. No, you're gonna say, I really hope this is covered. And so that's what we're about here at the office, to make sure that you're covered and you have the confidence and you get the right guidance and the right care that you deserve and you should have as a buyer.
Well, awesome. See, now you speaking my language. I'm trying to educate, and I'm trying to get people involved in the process in a more seamless fashion. And the only way to get involved in the appropriate way is to be educated about the process. You can't go in not knowing who you need to talk to, why you need to talk to them, and how you need to talk to them. So once again, Vincent, I really appreciate everything you provided, and I assure you that people are going to hear about Vincent Green and Allstate.
My pleasure. Thanks for that.
Thank you.